Welcome to the next episode. Today we are starting our work on this part of the attic. Yesterday we put insulation here, small pieces just to cover it, and also I apply oil on top of the boards just to have protection a little bit. The floor looks nice, but it's not a floor, it's just a ceiling. So yeah, it's a little bit sad that we need to cover it, but yeah, this is what we're going to do. Right now we're going to put some cover here, sound insulation, and on top it will be 2 layers of plywood. Yeah, let's do that.
Why do we actually need so many layers? The first layer we are putting down is a protective sheet, mainly to shield the rooms underneath from the rock wall. The next layer that you are seeing right now is the rock wall itself. It's very dense and it's about 2 centimeters thick, so not very thick, less than an inch. We lay it more for soundproofing than for insulation. And on top of this layer, we will add 2 layers of plywood to give the floor extra rigidity. This system is called a floating floor. The floor is completely detached from the ceiling below, meaning there are no hard connections where sound could travel through. As a result, we will hopefully have a stronger, quieter floor. And when someone will work on top, we won't hear in the rooms beneath. Fingers crossed.
We finished the easiest part of our floors on attic. They look quite nice, quite steady, flat. So it's not the final floor. Later we are going to cover it with wood, but the base is done. And here is not the easy part because the plywood is 2.5 meters long, but here is 2 meters, so it will be challenging. But first we're going to finish this part, because I want to move all materials from this part there, and also finish, yeah, half of floors here, and I want to keep this sweet challenging part for later, for future me. In no time this part is cleaned. It took like a few hours to do that, but for you it's few seconds. And right now we're ready to move forward. So insulate, put everything together, and we're ready.
We are ready, and while Elia is finishing up the last bits of installation, I thought I'll take a moment and answer your question that keeps popping up in the comments recently. What are we going to do with this space? What our plan for the attic? From the very start, we had a clear vision for each room in the house, what they're gonna be, what purpose they will serve, bathroom, bedroom, guest room, living room, and etc. But for the attic, we never thought about this space as a living area, and actually, after giving it some thought, we decided that we want to stay flexible. We don't want to lock it into one function or one role forever. We'd rather keep it changing and adapting to our needs at the moment. That's why we want to keep the furniture very minimal and lightweight, so we can move the things around and reinvent the space very easily. In the beginning, it will most likely be our home cinema. Also, probably we will have our bureau here till the adjacent barn is finished. Also, we were thinking with our daughter that we can make a small, in a corner, we can make a small art studio for her. And later maybe a huge playground for our grandkids, who knows. That's all our long-term future plans, and in the nearest future, as we already mentioned, we want to move here and live here for a little while till the first floor and the ground floor are finished. So that's our plans for this room. In the meantime, keeping this vision in mind, we are making choices, decisions about the lighting and about the finishing on the ceiling. We did a quick poll on Patreon to help us choose, and also to read different ideas and different points of views, because sometimes when you are in the middle of creative process or renovation, which is also a creative process, you are so caught up in your own ideas that you stop seeing other possibilities. And fresh eyes often notice things that you do not notice anymore. The only strict rule was that we can't have low hanging lights, because we will be bumping our heads against them, especially Ilya. So the options were a simple central strip lighting, like on this photo, industrial hanging lights, glass pendant lights from the sides of the roof, or maybe chaotic hanging light bulbs, like we did in the tiny house. These were the options, and here are the results. As you can see, nobody liked the first option, the strip lighting. That was my first idea, by the way. It's good to see that the first idea is not always the best. For those of you who would like to get access to some extra content that we post on Patreon, or be part of this little brainstorming team, you're welcome to join our Patreon. I'll post the link in the description. We also did a poll about the finishing on the ceiling. This is a bit trickier, because the finishing needs to be lightweight. It needs to show off the old beautiful beam structure that we are having in the center, and also it needs to stay interesting. So the options were a white ceiling, plastered or painted, a slatted timber ceiling, maybe in a lighter color than in the photo, a whitewashed ceiling with random sized boards, and random sized panels. The idea came from AI, but it looked really cool. And here's the results. In this case, we have a clear winner. I love the simplicity of the first option as well. It allows to expose the old beams very nicely. It's the best option to expose the old structure. But I still find other options fun and inspiring. I don't know, what do you think? And this duality brings me to something that I keep noticing around me, in design books, in magazines, in my friends' houses. Just my observation that is apparently a real thing. In busy cities, we are surrounded by constant visual noise, by ads, traffic, people everywhere, and that's why in our houses we strive for simplicity. We like more clean lines, minimal design. We try to make our houses calmer. It's like a place where our brain can rest from all the noise. But in villages or countryside, we already live in a pretty peaceful and uncluttered place. So we tend to make our homes more layered, more busy, richer in details and different patterns. I'm the child of both worlds. I used to live in a big city, now I'm living in a countryside. That's why I feel a bit at a crossroads. I like the simplicity in some interiors, but I also find the more busier interiors, busier ideas, as you have seen on the last photos of the finishing, also very appealing. So I don't know what will be our final choice. You'll find it out a bit later. Thank you a lot for all your votes, for all your opinions. They, even if we don't go with the winning option, they really help us to think through our ideas, to weigh other options carefully, and yeah. Okay, let's go back to work.